What's up, people? You know what time it is. It's BLB, Bill's Live Broadcast. And today, oh yeah, we have TG in the house. Yes, I have relegated Teresa Goh to an acronym just like I do everybody else. So when it comes to So what I'm going to do in just a moment, as you can hear her in the background, we're going to bring her on. Let me just make sure, folks, that I'm coming through here. Let me just refresh. We have a viewer, so that means I am coming through. We're going to be speaking with Teresa Goh. Hold on, Teresa, you're in the green room. I know it. There I am. Okay, I have to monitor myself. Okay, folks, before we get started, a couple of little preliminaries that we have to get out of the way. This is Bill's Facebook Live. What you want to do is you want to share this broadcast with all of your peeps out there so that they can come on in and listen to the good stuff that Teresa has to say as well. At the same time, what you want to do, if you want to ask Teresa or myself a question, please type in on the comments below on this page. So that means that if you're going in through Teresa's page, or if you're going in through my group or my personal profile, if you type in comments there, they won't go in. So you have to go in to the buff page here. And we'll go ahead and post your questions and post your comments as long as they're nice now. You got to be nice. If you're not nice, then we send out the internet police and they burn down your living quarters, okay? So anyway, let's get on here. Remember, you want to go ahead and type in your comments if you want to. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to bring in Teresa. Hello, Teresa. How are you doing?
Hey, hi.
Okay, wait. Let's do that again, okay? Okay, Teresa, you're going to have to come on a bit more robust than that, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Bringing in Teresa Goh. Hello, Teresa. How you doing? There you go. Excellent. That's what we want to see. Hey, Teresa, thank you for being on board here. And, this is going to be really fun because we're going to have just an impromptu chat, just as we always do. But there's one question that I must get off my shoulders now. Is that okay?
Yeah. One
question first.
Okay.
What is a Pinkie?
What is a Pinkie?
What is a Pinkie? That big stuff. What? You don't even remember? Shame on you. Okay.
It's this thing.
Yes. Shame on you. You had to think. You see, that's part of the problem with not getting the questions beforehand. How you get these surprises, right?
It's terrible.
But it's okay. So tell us.
Thrown off guard.
That's okay. Okay. So what is that thing? I see it on your profile page. Go ahead and explain that.
It's a mascot. A pink dot.
It's a mascot. Okay.
Pink dot.
Okay. So explain to everyone out there who doesn't know what pink dot is.
It's just a kind of yearly gathering that that people we do to kind of show that it's important for people to have the freedom to love whoever they want to love, And this year I think you've seen it in the news probably. It's gonna be a really big thing, and I think it's really important that Singaporeans PRs come down and show their support because of everything that's been going on, and also because I'm ambassador this year.
You're ambassador this year for Pink Dot?
That's why I have the big Pinkie.
Okay, so wait a minute. You mean nobody else has the big Pinkie?
No, they do. There's 2 other ambassadors, so they have like 3 ambassadors every year. And
okay, so that means that all the ambassadors have their own Pinkie. Is that it?
Yeah.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Now, but help me out here because I looked at it and I've looked at it several times and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Is it like a smiley face with a heart? I mean, what do you call that thing?
I haven't thought about this. I really wish I had gotten all these questions.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, look at the Pinkie. What do you think it is?
I just think it's a really happy creature.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just important to have. I think everybody likes a mascot. And I don't really know what it's supposed to be.
Okay, so we have to speak with Pink Dot later on, or you do because you're an ambassador. Because you know
Yeah.
what's going to happen, right? You're gonna have youth coming up to you and go, "Can I see your Pinkie?" Right? What is your Pinkie? What does Pinkie eat? How does Pinkie sleep? How does Pinkie train? Does Pinkie swim too? Right? You're gonna get all these questions, right?
Oh my
Because that's
God.
what I would ask you, right?
I'm glad you're here to help me because I was not prepared for all this.
That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna set you up right now. So,
Yeah.
when is Pink Dot? Give us a date.
1st July.
1st of July. And where is it being held for everyone out there?
Hong Lim Park at 5 p.m.
Hong Ling Park.
It's near the Central Mall. So it's at
Okay.
I think it's at but it's
Okay.
1st of July at 5 p.m.
Okay, so this is Pink Dot. Okay, let me just make sure everyone has this. Pink Dot event at, you said, was it Hong Ling Mall?
Hong Lim Park.
How do you spell H-E?
HONG
Huh?
LIM
L-I-N-G?
LIM
L-I-M Park.
Park.
And
Yeah.
that's on, you said it's July
1st,
1st.
5 p.m.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, folks, there it is. Putting up there right now. Pink
Nice.
Dot is being held at, oops, I forgot to put that, it's July 1st at what time?
5 p.m.
Are you going to be there?
Yeah, of course. I
Good,
gotta be.
right? Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if maybe you were just going to put your Pink Dot up there on the podium and you're just going to take a break and go have a beer or something like that. I don't know. Because you're the ambassador. Say that?
Sorry?
Say that again?
I might get a beer and then sit there.
Okay, do it. Okay, so people out there, if you're just joining, this is BLB Bill's live broadcast, and we're here with Teresa Goh, and I just asked her about what is a Pinkie, okay? And that has to do with a mascot, which will be representing the Pink Dot celebration at Hong Lim Park, 5 p.m. July 1st. So you want to go down there, talk to Teresa, and then these are the questions you have to ask Teresa when you get there because she's going to be prepared. First question is, does Pinkie eat? And what does Pinkie eat? Okay, there's number one. I hope you're writing these down, Teresa, because they're going to be asking you. Okay. Second question you need to ask Teresa Goh about Pinkie is, does Pinkie swim? Okay, now that's because you know what the youth's gonna say. Okay, show us. Okay, so you have to be prepared if there's a fountain around. Okay, so I don't know. I'm just helping you with the questions. How you answer the questions and demonstrate, that's totally up to you. Okay. Okay, that's all about you, Teresa. Okay,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Great. Third question: does Pinkie sleep? And if he or she does, how many hours a day does she or he sleep? You know why I asked that question for you to be prepared for it? Is because you know what's going to happen? You know how kids are, right? They're just like, well, how come, why? Because Pinkie's eyes are always open, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so people are going to wonder whether or not Pinkie closes his eyes, right?
Pinkie's like a horse, you know, without closing his eyes.
Horses don't close their eyes? I didn't know that. I'm learning something too.
I used to ride horses, and sometimes they would walk, and then they would suddenly stop, and then my guide would say, "Oh, he's fallen asleep again," and his eyes are always open. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't know that. You guys, that's pretty cool. Okay, so horses sleep with their eyes open. God, that is wicked. Something like that, huh?
No, sometimes they do. I think.
So Pinkie could be a derivative of a horse. Is that what you're saying?
They could be cousins or
this is really interesting because I think we should do some more research on this. About horses? Whether or not Pinkie is part horse. Yeah.
I'll do that after this.
Okay, you let us know. All right. Aside from all the nonsense, sorry about that, Teresa. Let's get on with some serious stuff. Now, You are Fitness Best Asia Awards Invictus Award winner, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell us, what is that? What is Invictus in terms of medal winning and whatnot? Okay. And I'm going to ask you another question in just a moment, but what does award actually mean?
I think whenever, I mean, personally, I don't really look at awards as something to reach for, because they're all really subjective, right? And different people are judging, different people give different awards, and it depends on what kind of strikes them. So personally, I've always kind of just tried to be better than myself. So that's a easier way to, I don't know, benchmark, you know. So it's easier to look at timings and say, okay, I'm faster than what I was before. And whenever awards come, it's always a really a bonus, because it shows that somebody else appreciates your hard work.
Interesting. I like that. And I want to come back to that in a moment, because that's really important. Because we're gonna find out about what drives you, what motivates you, and how it does in just a moment. Now, everyone knows you, okay? You were the first person from Singapore in the Paralympics to compete. What was it, 2004 in Athens? Was that it? Am I getting this correct?
204, yeah.
204. And you are a bronze medal winner for the recent Rio Olympics, correct?
Yeah.
And you are a pink dot ambassador. Okay. I'm just totaling them up so people don't get confused. And you're also the Fitness Best Asia Award winner. So let's just take two of the biggest ones. Okay. What's the difference to you in terms of feeling for winning the Olympic medal versus the FBAA Invictus Award? What's your feeling?
It's about the same, man.
In what way? In what way? Explain to us.
I mean, they're both really different, you know. I think one is I don't know, to me the medal is just kind of years of training really hard, and then like I think how many years have I been training?
17 or something like that, right?
18 years. So 18 years of hard work has kind of boiled down to that medal in a sense, because I was in Beijing, and I was gunning for a bronze. I was gunning for a medal in Beijing, and when that didn't quite work out, I was really devastated, because I had worked, it felt like 4 years, and then gotten nothing out of it, you know. And so after that, I was really quite torn up about it. I was going to quit, because I was tired of it all. I didn't want to do it again, and I just couldn't deal with all the negative emotions. But after that, I came back, and I felt like there was a renewed passion and renewed drive in it, and also kind of a mindset shift, because I felt like I was doing it now completely because I wanted to do it. Like it was a whole, it was the desire was there and the drive was there, and it didn't feel like I was forced to do anything. Not that Beijing was forced, but it was just felt like I had to really push myself a lot more mentally to go for trainings. I think maybe I was just not mature enough to handle it then. But years later, I'm a lot more mature and a lot more experienced, and the drive was stronger. So, I mean, it's just a combination of all the different years and different hardships that led to finally getting my Rio medal. And then after that, kind of getting the FBA award is just a little cherry on top, you know. It's when I said like it shows that people appreciate your hard work. It was truthfully really nice to feel appreciated and feel like people notice your hard work and just want to give you, I don't know, something.
Well, that's interesting because you just mentioned that after Beijing, you felt like you were going to quit or give up. So you didn't feel that way after Athens. Why not then?
Athens was my first game, so it was new, and I didn't have that high expectations. I went in thinking I'm just gonna do my best and um, hopefully make some finals. But I made all 7 finals of my events, and that was better than I expected. And so it was after Athens that I kind of gunned for Beijing, because there was I think before Athens was just me like kind of playing around and seeing how things go. And then when I made it to Athens and I did really well, then there was the next 4 years towards Beijing that I knew I had to work my butt off for. So we were just going, okay, next 4 years, this is what you're aiming for. You're gonna go full time, and and you're gonna put 100% into the next 4 years. And that was our plan for Beijing, because I knew that if I wanted to get a medal in Beijing, I had to be better than all of them. And they were all already really good because they were all a little bit more experienced than me. And yeah, so I knew I had to work hard, but I knew that because I came in 5th in Athens, there was still a chance like I could get to the 3rd place, 2nd place, or even the 1st place. So I think having to really concentrate 100% on the next 4 years made me like the drive was strong in the beginning, but I think because I didn't know quite how to handle everything, I think there was a burnout period. I felt like I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much too quickly, and I don't want to do this. And then also because that was the period I was also in school, so I had to give up a lot of social life and a lot of going out with my friends. And whenever they asked if I could, I said I can't. I have training, And I guess maybe being at that age, I felt like I was missing out. Yeah.
Now that's interesting. Now, when you say that you had to give up on your social life because you were still going to school between Athens and Beijing, and you decided to kind of like shift it into 5th gear. Now that's interesting because you won. You got 5 different places in the Athens. Is that right?
I got 7 finals. You got 7 finals.
Right. And how was that different from when you went to Beijing? If it was different, more, less, the same?
There were no. I think the difference was the lack of expectation. So I was going into Athens relaxed and fresh eyes and having a lot of fun. And then it came to Beijing, where there was a lot more expectations, a lot more stress. I knew that I wanted to get something which was different from Athens, and I think I mean in general I think I just wasn't prepared to handle everything that was around it. And I think it's just a huge amount of stress that I was putting on myself also. At one point I kind of felt like it was, if I don't get the medal, I'm like my life is ruined, and like nothing's gonna happen for me after that. Like it's just a do or die moment. And I probably placed too much emphasis on that one medal, because in the end, after that whole experience, no matter how badly or how well I did, life was still going to go on. And that's the one thing I realized after that, that I was placing too much emphasis on this one event where it could have, I felt like it could have changed my life. But truthfully, it wasn't going to change my life. It was just going to be another medal that I got. And I don't know, it's a bit complicated because I don't think medals are the most important thing in a competitive career. But at the same time, I also see how they are also important.
Well, that's great, Teresa, because what you mentioned is really pivotal. So in Athens, you said that you approached it and you were having fun. It was a new experience. And then in order to prepare for Beijing, you felt like that you were either forcing yourself or whoever was around you there's a lot of expectations. So that really ties in with kind of like what people expect of life, whether or not it's a relationship, whether or not people are wondering whether or not a person likes them, whether or not they should look like this, whether or not they should feel like this, and all that kind of stuff too, right? There's some parallels there. What do you think about that?
I think we are sometimes too worried about what other people think of us, for sure. It's not something that we can change overnight. I think it takes time to be able to be so comfortable with yourself and confident that you are okay the way you are. It takes time because of everything around us. Everything kind of, all the feedback from outside kind of shows us in some way or another that it's important how you look, or it's important how people perceive you, when it actually isn't that important, this is just a whole another issue. Yeah.
But Teresa, and it's okay, because you see, Teresa, it's and folks, if you're listening in, I hope you're looking at this as we always do, and that's from a standpoint of not necessarily the person who won, but it's the person who is just like us. And Teresa, that's what you are. You're exactly like us. It's just that you have accomplished certain things, and so it's okay. You're not off subject. This is the thing, because what I'm hoping, Teresa, is that others who are out there, whether or not they're athletes, whether or not they're young, whether or not they're old, it's those people who at those times, they worry so much about what other people think about us, or we worry about money, we worry about relationships, we forget about the inside, we forget about wanting to play as humans, we forget about all that, and you're illustrating that really, really well. So please carry on. You were talking about how you discovered that it's not necessarily the medal that's important, but it's something to strive for, right? Mm-hmm. So what was the difference from what happened between Rio and Beijing that you discovered about yourself that allowed you to relax or to have fun, obviously, in Rio? What was it? What happened to you as a person? Or if it has to do with your training or your coach or the people around you, what was the pivotal moment? Share with us.
I think the difference was the years of growing up, honestly. I mentioned the mindset change, and I felt like that was definitely one of the things that was key to me kind of growing up. And I felt I just felt not so happy when I was training up to, especially the last couple of months leading up to Beijing. I felt like I was just not in the right space. I was not ready to be in that whole environment, and it was too much stress for me. It was all just too much for me at that point of time. So after I left Beijing, I had to leave that whole environment of swimming because I felt like it was just too negative. And I joined powerlifting for a while, and I discovered that I really liked trying a lot of different things because I was still discovering what made me happy. So I think after I left swimming for powerlifting, I went to powerlifting for like 9 months, just to play and just to try it out and see if there's another sport that maybe I could do well in. And I didn't do badly. I definitely felt like I was having a lot of fun, and I was also in a new space where I love the gym. I really enjoy gym work, and I think powerlifting was kind of in that kind of environment, meeting new people, new friends, and after 9 months, I came to a point where I had to decide whether to quit. Whether to go back to swimming or not. And I made a decision too because I felt like I still had some more to give. There was still that little bit of me that felt I was not ready to give up on swimming yet, and
So,
so I went.
so you went on. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so I went back to swimming after 9 months. Yeah.
So what made it? What was the kind of like the push that got you back into swimming? Did it have something to do with your powerlifting and anything that you had experienced there? I mean, there would have been a point, right, where you're going, you know what? I need to make a decision, right?
Yeah.
You know how we have those aha moments. Was that what happened, or was it just something that was always lingering there for you? What was it that made you feel like? And I think you said that you felt like you still had more to give. I love that. That is so cool. What brought you to that point?
I mean, it's honestly just a feeling of knowing that if I had to quit swimming at that point, I would definitely regret it later. It's just a feeling. I think powerlifting got me really muscular and also heavier, which wouldn't help my swimming. So I knew that I had to decide either to stick to powerlifting or go back to swimming. I couldn't choose both. And I mean, I decided to go back to swimming because it was still it is still the one place I feel the most amount of freedom, and it's home to me. And when I said I felt like I had more to give, it was precisely that feeling of knowing just that inside your heart that is just that little bit that I feel like I have not given to achieving my dreams. And in the end, the medal is not really the symbol or the most important thing to me, because it's all the years leading up to it, the journey to that medal, that really stays with me, because it showed me that I was right not to give up, and that, I guess the medal is just a symbol of it.
That's interesting. So it wasn't so much that you were leaving powerlifting because you didn't like it. It was that you had that nagging feeling that you still had more to give for swimming. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you change your approach? And I'm assuming that that was when you decided to prepare for Rio Olympics. Is that right?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. So this is so cool. No. I want to find out. I want to know the whole journey. This is so awesome. Okay. I'm just a greedy journey person. Go ahead. So what happened when you decided to get back into swimming? What did you do? The first thing?
It was tough because it was hard to get back in the water. I think it was still a mental block, and it's still quite emotional for me. I don't think I ever quite got over my loss in Beijing for at least a year plus, I think. Before I really got over it, every time I thought about my Beijing experience, I still felt really emotional, because it was just that difficult for me. So getting back in the water was not the easiest, but I took small steps, just kind of baby steps into training, and not really placing a complete emphasis on training, because I felt like I needed to also work on myself and my own happiness in life outside of swimming. So I had to go out and enjoy myself, have new experiences, meet new people, have new friends, and just kind of travel around a bit more, before really feeling like it was time to buckle down and compete again. It was like it was a real journey. Getting back into full-time competitive swimming, I had to wait to feel that desire was back, and it didn't honestly really happen until after London. So London was still it was just a different games. Like every single games I've been to, I feel was different. Athens was new and like I was a newbie. I was fresh and no expectations whatsoever. And then Beijing came and I had a whole lot of expectations and I was really stressed out. And then London came and I was like, you know what, I'm not at the same point I was in Beijing, so I cannot have the same expectations. So I just went in having a lot of fun and kind of enjoying the whole experience. And then the next 4 years was me realizing that I don't have much time to really give 100% anymore if I don't use the next 4 years to do so. So I was trying to train a lot harder and put in more time in swimming so that I could do better, and all in lead up to Rio. Even though I think after London, I still wasn't sure if Rio was what I was aiming for. And then we got to, I think, when my coach left for the US, and we had a different coach, change in coaches, and suddenly I also at that point of time I also felt like there was a renewed fire in me to do Rio, and I also just got the spec scholarship at that point in time. So the spec scholarship is something that is a grant that, or it's a program. I don't know what you call it. Like something that allows athletes to train full time, and they give you stipends and allows you to feel more at ease and you don't have to worry about money, because all you have to do is just train full time. And I think it came at the right time because of everything that was going on, and I just felt like the universe was working together with me to make all this happen. And so I had a renewed fire. I had a spec scholarship. I had a new coach, and everything was working well. And so I had no other reason to not do it.
So let me ask you then, TG, what was the one thing that was actually holding you back? Because you mentioned a couple of times about being forced into doing things, feeling like you had to win a medal, feeling like you'd lost your social ability to communicate with people and to have fun. What was it that you discovered? It's sort of like if someone's running around all over the place and they can't start their car, right? And the car is beautiful because that's what you are, right? You're really beautiful. You have all this talent, all this skill, but for some reason it's just not moving. And then you realize, oh crap, I've got the key in the ignition and everything. I forgot to put gas. I forgot to put petrol in the tank.
Yeah.
So what was that one thing that you missed that you had during Athens that you seem to have lost over that period of time, but you rediscovered again? What was that one thing that you didn't do right? Now, tell us in a context where you can go like, okay, look, guys, this is what I had, this is what I lost, and that's why I lost it. Be careful. You don't want to do the same thing. Help teach us how to make sure we don't do or lose the same thing.
Personally, I think it was in when I first started, because I was also new, and I think the lack of stress because of lack of expectations, I had a lot more fun. I think that it all kind of really boiled down to that. Really enjoying what you do, which I think I lost sight of before Beijing. I prioritized all my other feelings before happiness, and didn't realize how important it was that I was happy and relaxed before I competed, which was what I felt in Rio completely. The training leading up to Rio, I was tired every day, but I was also having a lot of fun. Like I wasn't at the same mental space I was before Beijing. I wasn't dreading my race. I wasn't dreading training. And it wasn't like I felt like that for the whole 4 years before Beijing. I was really determined. I was raring to go. I had a really strong desire to get to where I wanted to be. The fire was there, but I think as time went by, the desire to get my medal kind of put out a bit of my fire, because
Mhm.
I was worried and I was scared of what would happen if I didn't get my medal. And then as it got nearer and nearer to Beijing, uh, the stress level just went up and the confidence level went down, which was not helpful. And I think before, like the only thing that I learned after Beijing, towards like the 8 years towards Rio, was that it was really important that I enjoyed myself throughout the whole process. You know, if there's one thing that I really urge you to do if you want to do well and live well, is enjoy what you do, because then truly, like, nothing will bother you, because you are living your life, you are enjoying every second of it. And I mean, I don't believe in regrets. I don't regret anything that happened. Everything that happened led to me today, and led to my life today. So I'm not um truly regretful of anything that happened in Beijing. um I'm blessed and I'm really lucky to, because I feel like everything has led to me being able to get a medal in the end in Rio. And yeah, no regrets, no regrets for sure.
That's wonderful. So, folks, if you're just listening in, this is BLB. This is Bill's Live Broadcasting. We're here with Teresa Goh, and she's sharing with us her journey from Athens all the way up to Rio, and all of the things that happened to her on a psychological and emotional level throughout that whole journey. So, folks, if you have comments, and Teresa, let me just you have someone who's ringing out to you here. Mindy Tan says hello.
That's my
So there
friend.
she goes. Okay, so you can shout out to her if you want to.
I Are you still there?
Yeah, she's still here. She'll come back. So let me ask you then, Teresa, when you said that you were having fun, and you said that you found out that the medal wasn't so important to you. So often we have these mountaintops that we're reaching for, and we go for it at all costs. But at the same time, I heard you say that we actually need those mountaintops for certain things. So it's not necessarily the medal, right? It's not necessarily the mountaintop or the condominium or the car or all the cash, because we need those to move us forward. It's how we actually approach going for those things, right?
Right. Yeah.
Can you explain to us why it's not the medal, but it's the pursuit of and your mindset in terms of how much that medal or that goal means to you? Can you help us out there?
I mean, I've also had a lot of trouble trying to verbalize all this, because it's such a complicated thing. It's not just that the medal is not important, because it holds a certain importance. I think it's the best way I can kind of describe it is, in this life you are going to experience the experiences you can go through. And after your life is done and dusted, um you're not gonna be able. I mean, I don't think you will look back and just say, "I'm glad I got that medal." You're gonna and you really enjoy the experiences went through to get through that hurdle, to get to that mountaintop. All the different hardships, the fun, the happiness, the sadness, all the different difficult things, that or easy things. All the different experiences that you go through to get to that goal, I think, is what you're gonna remember, rather than reaching there. I think, like, I don't know, or maybe different people have different feelings about it. Some people need to focus on that one end goal for them to be able to function. I don't know. Like, for me, I just think that it's definitely more important for me to go through the experience than to skip the whole experience and just get that medal. you know and it's it's also not, like, I think in Singapore it's a very common thing. We're always very results oriented, and it's not necessarily the most healthy thing, because you get people who forsake a lot of more important things, in my opinion, to just get to that point, the last point, the final point that they want to get, no matter what it is. Whether it's good grades or that promotion or that medal, I think a lot of people kind of lose sight of what is more important than the medal.
And so when people lose sight, what do we do, TG? Because you went through a stage, right, after just before London, or what? I'm sorry, after Beijing, just before London, where you mentioned that you went into powerlifting. First of all, powerlifting, girl, we're going to have a whole nother discussion on powerlifting too. That is just brilliant. That is so cool. Anyway, coming back, you had a point where you were going to give up, but you didn't. And you mentioned that you made that change. So how does a person make that change? Do we look inside of ourselves? Do we have to seek help from others around us? What is it? What is it that sparked you that maybe you can help spark us if we've already given up? We've already said, no, it's not going to work, because you found the secret, TG. And yeah, we all have our own goals and stuff like that. And if we don't achieve those goals, many of us, and that's the power of you. That's why you won the award, TG, was because you were able to battle on. You were able to figure out who you were to prevail and to go ahead and grab a hold of your journey and create your destination. That's why you're special, TG. But there are many of us out here who don't have that special gift. But there must be a way to turn that on. So how can we do that? How can we do what you did from powerlifting to going back into the water, even though you were scared of getting back into the water? Teach us. What's the lesson for us?
I think it's a hard goal, because I feel like it's almost like those game books where you choose your path, and then you go to page what, and then page what. You never know what you're gonna get, honestly. And that was the same thing for me. I just you just have to make a gut decision based on everything you feel, everything you know. I knew that I had some more to give. I knew that I felt like I maybe didn't want to, because of everything, all the disappointment and all the failures that I went through. I felt like I didn't want to go back to swimming, but I knew that I had to. It's all a feeling, and whether I guess yourself well enough to feel all these feelings. And it's also just kind of being brave enough to venture into the unknown, because I had no idea what was gonna happen. I didn't know if I was gonna just spend the next 8 years swimming for no medal, or whether I was going to suddenly change my mind and go into powerlifting again. I had no idea. I kind of also took things one step at a time, one day at a time, one week at a time, just based on what I want to do. I think that was the key point in my in the next 8 years. It was doing what I wanted to do, and doing it with joy, and that was more important to me than setting maybe 4-year goals and then just doing that for regardless of how I felt and whether I was enjoying myself or not. There is no secret. I think everybody goes through different things, and they will have different drives and different desires and different levels of commitment. It's all based on you. And I feel like to me the most important is that you enjoy everything you're doing, because then nothing is a waste. You are in control of your own life. No one can say that you cannot change your mind, because it's your life to change. You can say tomorrow. I could say tomorrow that I don't want to swim anymore, and that's my decision to make, because I'm the one living my life. You can't tell me that I have to do it some other way.
Well, and that's what's interesting. You said there's no secret, but TG, you just gave up some big secrets there. Okay. But you know what? I expect that, because when I bring guests on here, they typically, and that's the reason why the Fitness Best Asia Awards is so cool, because other individuals show you how much you mean to them by voting you in. right? And so many times you guys don't see this. And like when you're talking to me here, I feel like, you're my mentor speaking to me about what's going on. Because TG, those are the secrets. You mentioned number one, that you must enjoy what you're doing, which is really cool. Number two, you must listen to your feelings. Some people may call that instinct. And I think that is actually pivotal in what you're doing. And number three, you have to, as you said earlier on, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And so sometimes you just have to go ahead and jump, right? So those are three incredible secrets, even though you don't think that they are, right?
I was giving up secrets.
Well, it's because it's you, TG. And that's what's so beautiful about individuals like yourself. That's the reason why I have individuals like you guys on my Bills Live broadcast, is because you have something to teach to us. It's not, you see, TG, what's really cool? Everyone out there, it's very easy to go ahead and repeat what other folks say. You can pick up a book, you can go to school for years, you can memorize things. Just like that's the same reason why I don't give people prepared questions. And you can go ahead and parrot that stuff, right? But when you get down deep, when you get warmed up, you get into it, you start to become who you are. And TG, you have really expressed who you are. And you've done it from a deep place, which is really, really interesting. And it's authentic. And that's what we love. And they are secrets. So folks, if you're listening in out there, if you're looking at this for the replay, or if you're listening in on the live, please try to understand what's going on here. It's not just that Teresa Goh is a medalist in the Olympics. She's a medalist in her life. And these are things that we can all be medalists in. Is that right, Teresa?
Completely, sometimes the medals that you get are not physical. It's all can be very mental, emotional. And sometimes people can't even see it, or you don't want to tell people that you have certain medals, it's all part of life, just going through the different experiences and hurdles that every different person faces. And you give yourself a medal,
I love that. And I had to write that up there. Sometimes the medals you get are not visible. God, that is profound. Okay. So, seriously, Teresa, I know you're so cute because you don't think it's any big thing. But I'm telling you, when we're out here looking and listening to you, we're going like, whoa. That's exactly where we are. And and that's what's so cool. So Teresa, now that you took that journey, so you went from Beijing, you went to London, and then from London to Rio, what kind of an emotional journey did you travel from, aside from actually going to Athens, emotional journey did you go after London? Share with us.
So from London to Rio?
Yes.
London was super fun. It was no expectations. It was really quite stress free. And then there was, I knew that after every Paralympics, it's another one. It's never a stop. It's always a, after this, there's always this. After this, there's always this, So I knew that there was Rio to look forward to, but it wasn't something that was in my consciousness at the time, because I was still kind of enjoying my life and enjoying going through the different experiences. I went to school, I went traveling and met new friends and stuff like that. So like really getting into the mindset to get to Rio was gradual, and it came naturally, I think, because I mentioned that I changed coaches, and so that I think everything that happened, like getting the spec scholarship, changing my coach, those were they felt like steps that were getting me to the point where I was like, okay, now is goal time. I'm ready to go 100% into Rio, the road to Rio. And of course, that feeling of what if it happens again? What if I don't get what I want again? That feeling definitely came. And because I think just before Rio, just before I went into this whole road to Rio. I had surgery done on my shoulder just to because I had some old injuries, and that was just one of the steps I took to make sure that when I got back into training, I could go into it 100% and with no injuries, you know. Um, and then after that, I felt like I wasn't ready to gun for Rio completely. So I was like, okay, Rio, I'm gonna go for finals, and I'm gonna make it to the finals, and that's my goal. And then I'm gonna try for a medal in Tokyo. So that was what my coach and I set our goals for the next 8 years, I guess. Um, and we just worked step by step, gradually. You know, there was no. I mean, if there's one thing that people need to know is that there are no shortcuts. You cannot go next. Like if you just joined, and as a, let's say if you're a para athlete and you just joined, and maybe you see all these successes in the newspaper about what Pinkie and I have gotten, or and then you say, okay, next Paralympics I'm gonna get a medal. You have to set realistic expectations, and you could possibly get a medal, who knows? But I think it's important to not skip steps. So for me, the whole journey towards Rio was definitely very gradual and taking things one step at a time. And because I had also gone through surgery, I needed to make sure that I didn't jump too quickly into full-time training, because then I might get injured again, and then I would get stopped in my tracks, and then I would have possibly wasted many months that I could have spent training. So it was a mindset change. It was a knowing my body enough to know that there were certain things I could not force. And in the end, still comes down to enjoying it, because I truly, truly enjoyed the whole Rio experience, from before to the middle and to after, of course, after Rio.
When you say, Teresa, when you said, first of all, I didn't know that you had an operation. So it was on your shoulder. How's your shoulder now, by the way?
Oh, good. I had
Excellent.
let's see, a scar.
When did you have the surgery? Was it after or before the Rio Olympics?
Before. It was
Before.
2014 December, I think. I can't
Okay, now
remember.
wait a minute. Let's put this together. So you had surgery before the Rio Olympics, and then you won a bronze medal. So are you sure they didn't put some bionic tool inside your arm?
I'm not
Come on.
saying. This is why it hurts when it's cold.
There you go. You gotta warm up all the right. That was I'm just so taken by the journey that you've taken and what you mentioned about enjoying it and having fun, because like you said, in the end it does come to being about enjoying. I'm going to put up a couple of comments here that people have sent in. First of all, there's Mindy again, and she has she says you're awesome. Even okay, I'm gonna add on an addendum there. Even if you do have a bionic arm, okay. Then we have something else here. Now you take things for granted so much, Teresa, but you see what I'm saying. Other people, we learn from you. Okay, we learn a lot of stuff from you, and it's really great. And this again from Mindy. So cool. Absolutely. Mindy, we totally agree with you. We all totally agree with you. And then before I show Lila's here, here's Diane Haslam. Says amazing. So they're all on board listening to you. See, you're still striking out and affecting lives no matter what. And here's what Lila says. I'm going to have to put up little bits. I don't know if it's all showing there. I'm going to read it for people who can't see that. She says, Dear Teresa, as the Technical Director of Fitness Best Asia Awards 2017, the Vanguard category is not just to honor all for you for your sportsman qualities, but it's more of us, me, to be inspired by all of you. But your category hits close to my heart. You guys kick not only my butt, but my face. What your category gave us all is the power of not making any excuses. It was one of my life highlights to give you, and I don't know who ESP is, your, pardon?
Especially.
Oh, okay. And thank you for helping me there, especially your parents. That award this year. Thank you from all of us for allowing us to be a part of your achievements. By the way, you sound like Oprah. You have the right to change your mind. It's so cool.
Oh
You
my
got,
gosh.
and so that's so wonderful. So you're obviously, and folks, thank you very much for chiming in. Okay, that's exactly what we want. We want the guests, especially today, Teresa, to know that you're being affected and that she's being appreciated, which is absolutely fabulous. Teresa, I'm going to have to let you go in about 5 minutes, but it's so engaging. I just want to, we're going to have to find some way to keep you on, because the things that you take so naturally are so enormous for all of us. The little things that you've gone through are tremendous to us. They're insurmountable. And, what's really cool from my perspective is to see that it's no big thing for you, right? And you're going through this and you don't mind sharing it. And at the end of it, my big, huge takeaway, and I know I'm speaking for a lot of other people, is sort of like, let's just get on with it, folks, and stop, as Lila mentioned, stop complaining and just do it. But we have to do it and enjoy it. Isn't that right? We really have to find something that we enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy. I think a lot of people. I mean, I'm lucky enough to really want to do what they want to do and enjoy what they do, and it's not something everybody is lucky enough to be able to choose to do. It's also because I have all this financial backing. I have a home, I have a family that loves me and supports me no matter what. And these are the things that have contributed to allowing me to just go ahead and chase your dreams. I think one thing that we can definitely do is allow, like, if you are in a position of being able to help change someone's life or help someone move their dreams forward, why don't we do it? I think it's all about being human and just being there for other people, in whatever way you can, and ultimately not bringing anyone else down, because I think that is one thing that we are all, not we, I think as a human race we are guilty of, whether it's because of power or because of greed or stuff like that. I think it's something that we as a human race we need to work on.
I love it. Don't bring other people down. Man, there's so many different sound bites in here that could be titles to books, title to movies. And so, okay, I'm going to ask you something because I've got it inside, it's on the recording and it belongs to me. So when you get ready to make your book, when you get ready to write your thing, you have to come to me and you got to give back. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But there's really some powerful things here, Teresa. And when I have a sneaky suspicion that when you go back and replay what we've just done here to the world, what you've done in terms of sharing, you're going to say, wow, that's really interesting. I did that. And you're going to love it, because you mentioned just now that it's very important to not put other people down and to do whatever you can to help bring other people some kind of grace or whatnot. And I think that's just so cool. Not I think, I'm sure everyone thinks the same thing. So Teresa, that's wonderful. I know you have things to do. We have one more minute here. And the last burning question I have for you, Teresa, is how long can you hold your breath? Come on, tell me. I want to know. Everyone wants to know. How long? Might not have anything at all to do with swimming.
You want to guess?
Okay, let me guess. Well, the standard is like a minute, right? Is that, I don't know.
I don't know what the standard is. I set my own.
See, now you put me on the spot. You asked me a question. This is my show. I'm supposed to talk and ask you questions. Okay.
That's a rough estimate.
Rough estimate?
Yeah.
A minute and 15 seconds.
3 minutes 30.
No way! You're kidding? Seriously?
I have a video on Facebook that shows me holding my breath for 3 minutes 30 seconds.
No way!
I think it was 30 seconds. I'm not very sure, but 3 minutes something.
Now that's not normal, right?
No. I might be a fish. I might be a fish.
Well, you see, okay, if you had said this before, then we wouldn't have had to made all this conversation stuff going on. All you had to say was, the reason why I stopped powerlifting was because I'm really a fish. I'm not a land animal, so I got to get back in the water. Otherwise, I'm going to die. You could have just said that, Teresa.
Survival, right?
Exactly. You could have just said that. You see, you just wasted an hour of our time.
I'm sorry. I should have started with that. I will do that next time.
That's so brilliant.
I'll start all my interviews with, I am Teresa Goh and I'm a fish.
There you go. That'll do it. That'll make it work. All right. Hey, Teresa, it's been absolutely wonderful. And I'm sure everyone else enjoyed your journey as well. What are your plans for the next Olympics? Are you going to be involved in it? I'm sure people have asked you this like a gazillion times.
I still haven't decided yet. I'm training towards it, but I'm not sure. And I think like just now I wanted to say this, but I forgot.
Go for it. Say it.
I think it's important to train for success, but be prepared for failure.
Okay, say that again, Teresa, because you broke up a little bit.
I think it's important to train for success, but be prepared for failure. Because I think a lot of people are not prepared to fail. And then that kind of, I was the same way. Like, I was not prepared to fail. And when I did, I fell hard, you know. And I think in this world, we just need to be we need to teach kids that it's okay to fall down, you know. The more important part is that you get up after that. So you have to be prepared to fail, because in the end, like if you look at the swimming competition or any competition, there's only 3 medalists, and then the other people are considered losers, but they're not, because everybody has done their best, you know. And in the end, it's just the system that they give 3 people, the top 3 people, medals, and then what happens to the other people, the other competitors, the other swimmers, they also put in as much hard work as you, so you can't say that truly that they have failed, you know. And if they're not prepared for all these failures, then what happens to them, you know? So I think there's always that need to train, so you know you want to win, but in the end you can't control what happens really. So you need to be prepared to fail.
Be prepared to fail, but at the same time, have fun, right?
Yeah.
And enjoy. Absolutely wonderful. Teresa, thank you so much. It's been wonderful. Here's Diane Haslam just says failure is a step forward in learning if we use it in the right to recognize it. Yeah, and that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying that, you know, persevere. Because at the end of the day, right, Teresa, like you said, they only have 3 medals, but everyone is a winner in the fact that they actually achieved whatever it is that they've achieved in life. But you have to be, and I think that goes back to what you're saying, is that even though whatever medal, whatever goal there is there, even if you don't achieve it, which is exactly what you exemplify, the journey is absolutely incredible, right? From Athens all the way up to Rio.
Yeah. I mean, if in a perfect world, honestly, I would, not everything would be defined by your results, because I feel like that's something that kind of frustrates me, is when people kind of disregard other people because of certain achievements that they have not gotten. Even like they don't even bother looking at their journey or what they have done to get to where they are. And when they regard somebody who's gotten a medal to be better than someone who hasn't, then I think that's where we are mistaken, because that could be not completely untrue. It's just I don't know, like it's a very, I can only say this, I guess, because I've gotten a medal. But I don't know, I think it's a complicated issue. We it's just not very, I don't know, it doesn't feel very right for me to put someone higher just because they've gotten a medal. not in a competition, but like in life,
Love it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly it. Teresa, and you do know, as many times as you said, well, I don't know. Well, I don't know, but you do know. You do know what you feel. You do know about your journey. And just sharing it, Teresa, is enough. It doesn't have to be some big, tremendous whatever. It doesn't have to be a medal, doesn't have to be a mountain, because you are the medal and you are the mountain. The things that you've said have just been overwhelmingly positive and successful, oriented to help us through our failures. And I, for one, appreciate that. And I know I'm speaking for a lot of people. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Teresa. And we will, if individuals want to contact you, what would they do? Would they go to your Facebook page? Would they, what would be the best way for them to contact you?
You can go to my Facebook page. My sports page is the one with me holding my Rio medal.
Okay.
You can message me there, or you can find me on Instagram. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. Just
Okay. Great.
Yeah?
Can you help us out? And after this recording is set up on the page, can you just type in the comments area what your Instagram call letters are? And you can just put in a link for your Facebook page. That way people can click on it and get directly to you.
Definitely.
Excellent. All right, Teresa, it's been real. It's been so fun. Take care of Pinkie, okay?
I will.
All right. And once more, let's just go ahead. Pink Dot is at Hyung Lim Park on July 1st at 5 p.m., correct?
Yeah.
All right. And kids.
You can only go if you're a citizen or PR.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. There are just some pesky rules that say that foreigners are not allowed to be there.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
But there are always support,
Excellent. And so all the kids who are going to go there, remember those questions that I talked to you about?
I will
Because
prepare.
Teresa,
I will.
she's going to be ready. She's going to come at you. She'll have her notebook right there, man. So get over on it. Teresa, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and have a beautiful weekend ahead. It's been a joy.
You too.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Teresa Goh. She is the Fitness Best Asia Award winner for the Invictus for Paralympic, for para-athlete. Okay. But it was much, much more about that. It was about her and how she is going to be able to express to us how we can make journeys that we find challenging. And she's done that. And it's been absolutely wonderful. Now, remember, folks, what you want to do, if you care about other people, if you care about Teresa, if you care about me, okay, you want to share this. You want to share this with individuals because it's about life lessons. It's about what we're doing to give back to the community. So that's what you want to do. All right. So I'm Bill Calhoun. This is BLB. I'm out. Thank you very much, folks. We'll see you on the flip side.